Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from BoardGameCo, and it's time for another week in review, going over the usual, the news, the other stuff, the what I've played, the week in review, all the videos, all the usual things, no real difference. Over here are the games I'm hoping to get to the table. I'll talk about them towards the end of the video. It's usually just the thing I started throwing into the video as a shot. That way someone can see the thumbnail and be like, ooh, Lords of Hellas, what's he saying about that one? Nothing. I'm saying nothing about that one. I just want to play it. I'll say a little more about that one. But anyways, let's go through this. So to begin with, what in the world is going on my computer screen over there? That's weird. I'm just got a computer screen. I'm watching something. I don't know why it's still going. I'm distracted now. So let's start off with two semi Kickstarter updates. One, Chai Tea for 2. If you haven't been following that, well, I guess let's rephrase that. Chai for 2, whether or not you've been following it, they have some amazing dice thingies. I can't remember. Dice trays. That's the word I'm looking for. Those little like dice trays that button up at the corners. I gushed over those dice trays when covering the review as well as in a separate component video, and apparently I wasn't the only one, so they actually went out and got a whole bunch of different color prints made for a variety of them. So check out the Kickstarter page in case you want to buy a whole bunch of dice trays in a variety of pretty colors. I believe they're sending me some, so I'll be able to show them to you like at some point. I don't know if it's going to be doing the Kickstarter or after. We'll find out. But anyways, I'll throw a link down below to that. Additionally, in terms of Kickstarter updates, Too Many Bones, not Too Many Bones, I don't know why I'm saying that. Hoplomachus Victorum, by the same company that makes Too Many Bones. That's why I'm saying it. Hoplomachus Victorum is going to be, where's my coffee? I don't have my coffee here, this is distracting. Hoplomachus Victorum on Kickstarter. I put out a video on Wednesday, that's right, on Wednesday. And then of course, as soon as I put out my video, well, to be fair, I put out my video day 1, so it's really on me, not on them. But they basically announced an add-on to the Hero Pledge, an add-on that does very much change the value equation. I was a little critical of the Hero Pledge, that what you're saving didn't really make sense unless you wanted everything including the dice bag. And they added an add-on to the game for your hero trackers. Instead of the sheets of paper, they have these neoprene stitched hero trackers with little pins in them, and effectively they are going to be like a $15 add-on, but if you're in the Hero Pledge, they're free. So they basically added $15 worth of free content to Hero Pledge, which changes the equation there, so I felt that was worth mentioning. I'll probably mention it on a Monday too, because roundup video, whatever it is. I think this roundup this week is light. We shall see. In any case, then additionally they also announced the $60 add-on for metal alloy dice, which I absolutely should not get, and yet I might. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, that was going to be the Kickstarter updates. In terms of board game news, light week again. In general, just for the record, in terms of board game news, I don't really hunt it down. I'm in enough groups and know enough people at this point that I tend to find out some of the highlights. That said, I will absolutely miss things. If you're looking for a comprehensive news segment, this is not it. This is kind of things I found out or heard about or saw around the week and am dropping in news. So basically, if you're looking for like a large extended news segment, this isn't it. But I do have two pieces of news in case you don't know with them, and one is going to be Lucky Duck has been teasing their next game. Lucky Duck, who makes Destinies over here, they've been teasing their next game all over Facebook. It's pictures of 3 gods with cartoony artwork. I have no idea what type of game it is. I don't know if it's a MOBA. I hope it's a MOBA. I don't know. I hope it's a MOBA. I hope it has powers and abilities. I don't care what genre it is, but basically looks cool. Don't know much more about that. I'm sure I will find out more as the weeks approach, because they talk about stuff, and they'll have something on GameFound, probably. I'm assuming. I don't know for sure. I'm just assuming there'll be something on GameFound. Looks cool. Either way. Secondly, Isle of Cats. Don't forget the kittens. Isle of Cats basically announced an expansion that is annoying and frustrating, and I don't like them because Isle of Cats is a game I got rid of, and I'm half tempted to get it back now, or half tempted to back this new Kickstarter because the new content. I'm hoping I can withhold. I'm hoping I can resist. And honestly, if it's still just the same drafting, I probably will resist. But this is the nature of Kickstarter. A game that I got rid of is suddenly that much more appealing because there's new content and new ways to spend more money on it. So yay on that. And that's basically going to be all the news for this week. Short week as far as news, like I said. Updates, 2 updates, some news, and it's time for the what I played this past week segment. So, what I played this past week. So we have as follows. We have Red Rising, more Red Rising since last time we spoke. We have more Chronicles of Drunagor. Basically, I've been getting in a whole bunch. I mean, this week I put up my Chronicles of Drunagor review, and I wanted to get like a decent way through the campaign. The campaign's like 18 missions. I did not finish the campaign, but I wanted to get a solid chunk of upgrading to get a real feel for the system. So I've been knocking out more and more plays of that. We had, and this is past tense obviously, since then I've done the review. Then we have Friday. I got another play of Viticulture. Solid game. Need to have a review of that one up soon. I actually had on my Patreon, I had them choose the voting between Whistle Mountain and Viticulture in terms of which one gets a review first. And the two were like neck and neck to the point that it was going back and forth. So I did my Whistle Mountain review, but Viticulture will hopefully be coming very shortly because the polls were literally neck and neck. We have Zombicide 2nd Edition. Got in some more plays of that in preparation for a video that went up this week as well. A Play This Not That between Zombicide 2nd Edition and Zombicide Black Plague. I'll be talking about that more as I get through the stuff. We have a bunch of plays of Spicy. We have Spicy going to be that little bluffing game. I've talked about it. I prefer Cockroach Poker, but Spicy does add some variety to our light finishing filler bluffing game mix. We got a play of Root. I still love Root. Despite my complaints about it, I have complained about it. I still really enjoy the experience, and we got some Root. First time I've ever seen the cats win in our group, which is ironic because a video just went up where I complained about Root, including the fact that the cats have the hardest chance of winning. So that's still true because we've played a lot of games of Root in our group, and this is literally the first time the cats have ever won. The Marquita cat, whatever, but they finally won. I played as them, so I'm going to say it's all me, even though I've played as the cats multiple times before and lost. Then we have Adventure Tactics, Damian's Tower. We have a bunch of plays of that this week. Adventure Tactics, then some more on Sunday and Monday, Adventure Tactics, and that's going to be a review coming up not this week. It's going to be coming up soon. We'll talk about it soon. But anyways, Adventure Tactics. Then we got some plays of Cat Lady in. Why do I feel like I'm missing some things here? It always feels like I'm missing some things. But we got some plays of Cat Lady by AEG. I hope to have a review of that one at some point soon. Then we have Destinies. I got in a play of Destinies. In fact, usually the stuff I show you here is stuff I haven't played before. But I'm going to say that Destinies doesn't really count because I played it with Rena and she did not enjoy it. Not enjoy it at all. I basically heard that this was awesome from multiple people, including Quacklope, and I was like, you know what? I unboxed it. I got it this week. I'm gonna get to the table within a matter of days, and I did. I got to the table, and Rena did not like it. Rena does not typically like adventure games, story-driven games, app-driven games. I don't like app-driven games. I do like story and event-driven games if done well. I am very intrigued by Destinies, but I only got in like half a play before Rena decided to call it quits. So no firm opinions there, but we'll talk about it more when I get to what I hope to play this week. Got another play of Space Race in. Space Race is a game by Project Cubator. Board Cubator. It's Project L from Board Cubator. So I got another play of Space Race, and then some more Cat Lady in, and it looks like that was my week as far as playing games. Slightly lighter than usual. Again, lighter is a relative term. I think that was like 22 games, so 22 plays this week. So I will take it. I'm always fine with 22 plays. Past that, let's talk about the week in review. Looking like a short segment this week. We'll see how that actually goes. Saturday was going to be 2 reviews. One for Whistle Mountain, but one for Connecting Flights and one for Whistle Mountain. Connecting Flights was going to be a Kickstarter game that, for context in general in the week in review, I give a little more background in terms of whether I'm getting a game or not. I try to leave it out of the review if it's a game that I'm genuinely interested in, and it's just a question of the volume of games. Because the problem is, it slowly got to a point where it's not fair to say, I'm not getting that game, if it's just because I have too many games that I have to choose where to put my time and energy. So Connecting Flights very much falls in the category of one that I'm not backing the Kickstarter for now. It's a combination of the cost of the Kickstarter and then the fact that while it's a very, very solid game, I had concerns about the variability as well as that aspect in terms of how competitive play plays out. I am intrigued. It is really a good game. Like, genuinely. The puzzle is very tight. I've seen a lot of positive feedback about it, and I think it's a solid game worth checking out. In terms of myself, for right now, I'm letting the price drive me away from the game for now, and we'll see what happens down the road. If it shows up in retail, if it shows up... I'm keeping my eye on that one. It may well enter my collection at some point, but for right now, I'm letting the price drive me away from the Kickstarter. Past that, we have Whistle Mountain. Whistle Mountain is a game that is absolutely in my collection. I'm really enjoying that one. Whistle Mountain is a solid game. A little messy, a little fiddly in terms of what it's doing, but it really is very rewarding to play, and I'm looking forward to getting that one back to the table as many times as I possibly can because I am really enjoying Whistle Mountain. Which brings us to Sunday. Sunday is going to be What I Backed, a video I did with Rena again. The two of us went together, going over what I backed, she adding her notes, her comments, her feedback, her opinions, and occasionally, I should back this game, I should back that game. In this case, we ended up backing 1815 Scum of the Earth because Rena chose to... honestly, we both loved the artwork in that game, and she pushed me over the edge in terms of she wanted it, so we went ahead and backed it, even though it theoretically should be available cheaper in retail down the road. Past that, other highlights from what I backed. I mean, I backed more than these three, but just mentioning highlights. Three Sisters. Three Sisters is going to be the roll and write game, and we backed Three Sisters. Well, I backed Three Sisters. We backed Three Sisters because, you know, because it's a roll and write from the makers of Fleet the Dice game, so we're very intrigued with that one. And then also Robinson Crusoe, I'm surprisingly excited for. I'm intrigued by what that experience will bring to the table, whether it'll be a game for me or not. We'll see how that actually goes, but I have plenty of time to pretend that I'll play everything in my collection before that happens. Then Monday was to back or not to back. It's a light and safe week for me personally. Not that much that caught my attention. I believe I'm backing, I have to double check the list. I believe I'm backing Chai Tea for 2. Well, not I believe. I know I'm backing Chai Tea for 2. I believe that was the only one that I'm backing. There were a few that I was interested in buy, but I'm actually taking a much harder stance towards Kickstarters right now. In terms of, if you've been watching the Week in Review, you know that I have this new separate Patreon exclusive video that I've started doing of giving you reasons why not to back, and I found that even just doing that, even just going through all the reasons not to back, has made me a little bit more uncertain about what I should and shouldn't back. So for example, like Hoplomachus Victorum, even though it's a game I absolutely want, I was all prepared not to back it until Chip Theory Games threw something extra in the Hero Pledge, and now I'm back on the fence again. But yeah, I've been a lot more critical, just from a stance of, not from a stance of do I want it or not, but from a stance of I'll wait, I'll get it down the road. There's always a secondhand market. Things get eventually, you know, you'll always find that deal. If you are someone that browses the secondhand market, which I absolutely do, then you'll find the people who are selling these Kickstarters a year and a half from now at a deal because they just don't care anymore. And in the meantime, I have plenty of games in my collection to keep me busy. I don't need that game right now. So I'm trying to go back more towards I found that over the past year and a half, being more involved in Kickstarter has made me want to back more games. Researching a game, getting invested in it, instead of looking at it and walking away, I have to research everything now. And so I back more because I'm interested in more. So I'm trying to disinterest myself again to get back to a stable point. Like, thankfully I can afford what I'm doing here, but just because I can afford to doesn't mean I should. So I'm trying to be a little bit more responsible in terms of what I do and don't back, which is a short version of saying Chai Tea for 2 is the only game I'm currently backing this week that I can think of. Then from there we have Tuesday. Tuesday was going to be, we had two things. We had a Chronicles of Drunagor review and then a Middara unboxing. The Chronicles of Drunagor review is my review for Chronicles of Drunagor, as you might imagine, because it's a review. And overall, Chronicles of Drunagor is fantastic. I have genuine concerns as far as how often will it hit the table? Will I finish that campaign before something else new and shiny distracts me? I don't know those answers because I'm in a position where I play a lot of games, both from review as well as personal interest. And so it's different for me than perhaps for someone who gets Chronicles of Drunagor, sets it up on the table, and then knocks out 18 missions, 18 campaigns, 18 scenarios, whatever you want to call it. But Chronicles of Drunagor is excellent. I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping I can maintain that focus to play it. My biggest problem was the table space and fiddliness is a lot of, like, if I had another dedicated table I can give it, maybe I should set it up under here. I actually might be inclined to set it up under here. I still have Either Fields under here, another casualty of the cycle of games, but I might be inclined to set up Chronicles of Drunagor because I really do want to finish it because it was so rewarding in terms of what it does well. It's just a bit of a table hog, which means setting it up under here might be a mistake. We'll see. Middara unboxing. I did an unboxing of Middara, which was apparently a very popular unboxing because Middara, I assume, because Middara. But effectively, that was me just going through Middara. That book of content is intimidating. The amount of people, I'm curious, by the way, I'm very curious in this one because I got a lot of comments saying, so how is it? How is it? Oh, what's your opinion of it? Is it better than Chronicles of Drunagor? Like, tons of comments asking my opinion on Middara. Now, I'm just curious what goes through people's minds in terms of the general context here, because if I'm doing an unboxing of a game, I can't imagine, I mean, maybe something that will happen, but it means I haven't played the game before. It means I just got the game. It's not like I played the game 13 times before, and now I'm getting an unboxing of the game. There might be rare exceptions. Middara could have been an exception in the sense that if I played the original Middara and got rid of it, then I mean, even then it sounds weird. I don't know what it is. If I'm unboxing a game, it means it's new to me. So I won't have opinions when you see that video, probably, unless of course I put the video up after I did it, which is possible, but still, I mean, it's Middara. I'm not going to have an opinion within the first few days. So I'm just curious. I'm curious what the thought process is when someone sees an unboxing and then goes, "Hey, Alex, how's the game?" I open it. That's how the game is. That's where I am currently. I welcome the comments. No problem with the comments. I'm just curious what the thought process is. Anyways, Tuesday. No, that was Tuesday. Wednesday was going to be my Hoplomachus Victorum video, which I already talked about. The idea that I did my Hoplomachus Victorum video. They've already put out updates and updated, the concept. They had a whole thing of strategist pledges. I mean, if you do the math, by the way, 300 strategist pledges at $600 a piece. That's $180,000, right? I'm doing that correctly. $300. If there were if $600 pledge, if there were 3 pledges, 3 variable, then it'd be $1,800. If there were 30, it'd be $18,000. And if there were 300, it'd be $180,000. Yeah, $180,000 worth of strategist pledges to drive that campaign through the roof. So that's a solid start to the campaign. We'll see in terms of how things go past that, but overall happy for them in that sense. And yeah, I'm happy for the update, although less happy for the update because now I kind of want to get the game when I was totally safe a minute ago. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, that was going to be Wednesday. And then later that day, I did my unboxing for Destinies, which you can't see the title there. Destinies, I did my unboxing for that. That's going to be Lucky Duck Games. I unboxed my all-in. I'm intrigued by it. I'm very intrigued. My half a play with Rena was intriguing for myself. I'm not sold, but I want to finish it. The concept of having your destiny in this game, the concept of a shared world, a shared experience, and yet you have your little behind-the-scenes look into the experience as it drives you and your character forward in this game in terms of trying to fulfill your destiny. And then, of course, the app-driven point and shoot with the QR codes, all that. It was intriguing. I'm not 100% sold, but also half a play. So we'll let you know. I mean, obviously, I shouldn't say obviously. I will likely have a review at some point as far as once I actually get a few games in and am able to form a more cohesive thought process other than played half a play. Seemed intriguing. So that was going to be Wednesday. Thursday was Zombicide Play This Not That. Now, I am filming this before this video goes live, so I don't know how that video did, but it's a Zombicide Play This Not That between Zombicide 2nd Edition and Zombicide Black Plague, comparing and contrasting. This is a video that I did with Shira. Hopefully you guys liked it because I hope you like things in general. So yeah, that was going to be our Thursday video. Zombicide Play This Not That. We went over the back and forth. Oh, I'm getting a call from Rena. Give me a second over here. Hey, sweetie. Hello. I'm not currently on Alaboom. I'm actually in the middle of a video. I just answered the phone for you because I figured why not. And I will finish up the video and then I will come say hi. You cool? Okay. Love you. Bye. Cool. So, anyways, that was that interruption. And then, effectively, by the just in context, it's 11:56 at night. She's calling me before going to bed, which is why I chose to answer that one. But in any case, so, back to Thursday. Zombicide Play This Not That. I did that with Shira. We went over comparing and contrasting our experiences with 2nd Edition so far, how we feel about it. A short version is you can watch the video. I'm trying to bit to spoil things. I mean, watch the video, but I will say the short version is we like 2nd Edition. We both prefer Black Plague still. I don't know if 2nd Edition lasts in my collection forever. It is in my collection for now, at least until we finish the campaigns, probably. I mean, we're already like 6 missions into the first campaign, and so knock it out, 4 more missions to finish it to 10, and then do the other one for 10 more missions. It'll last that long, and then I'll probably move on from 2nd Edition. It's a lot of people might like it. I just really liked. I like the variety of characters and the variety of zombie classes in Zombicide Black Plague, and no other Zombicide has really fulfilled that for me since. So we'll see how that goes. That was going to be Thursday. Friday was why you shouldn't, or again, I haven't even figured out the title for this. You've already seen the title, but it's why you shouldn't have backed Marvel United, or why I shouldn't have backed Marvel United, or something along those lines. Basically, a video where I go over Marvel United X-Men specifically and talk about the fact that it's an $800 all-in for that game. If you back Campaign 1, Campaign 2, all the extras plus shipping, that's an $800 expense for a bunch of chibi miniatures. I'm not complaining, but I did a video on why I backed it, why I shouldn't have backed it, and why I was willing to back it despite the fact that I firmly, genuinely believe that I should not have backed it. Making a bad decision, so to speak. So you can check that one out. And hopefully that video went well, because again, that one's a tricky one. When you have a video title that says you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have done that, there are people who take it with the grain of salt it's intended, and then there are people who are like, you can't tell me what to do. I like my Marvel chibi miniatures. I like my Marvel chibi miniatures too, okay? This isn't personal. This is just me talking about board games. But anyways, that was going to be Friday, which brings us to Saturday. Saturday, assuming I properly take the time to edit this gameplay, I have a gameplay and review of Fleet the Dice game. Effectively, after Rena and I talked about Three Sisters in what we backed, we want to play Fleet the Dice game. And so we went and played Fleet the Dice game. It's filmed, it's shot, it's on my computer over there, ready to edit as soon as I actually do so. So hopefully I did so, and hopefully that's going up at 2 o'clock p.m., 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I have my review of Red Rising going up. Got a whole bunch of plays of that in. I've also done a play that's not that with Quacklope on his channel. And overall, you'll get my thoughts on that one at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Which brings us to next week. Next week is going to be the following. So, well, I mean, I don't really have a ton of stuff next week. I'm pretty sure there'll be a 2-back or not to back. I am not 100% certain because it's past, I mean, there's a few decent sized titles. There's Mosaic, there's Hoplomachus, there's Castle Panic. I guess I will do it. I'm gonna do it no matter what. It may end up being focused on 4 or 5 larger titles instead of the vast variety of titles. But hey, worst case scenario, you get a 20-minute video for 2-back or not to back. It's been a while since I had one that short, but that's okay. I don't mind a shorter video, less to look into. I'd rather focus on a bunch of titles that are more interesting, that are larger, than having all the titles and stuff. That's going to be so next week. And then lastly, importantly, on Sunday I should have a interview with Lukasz Wozniak from Go On Board, effectively The Witcher. I did an interview with The Witcher. I have played The Witcher, by the way. I will absolutely spoil this for you because, well, I already spoiled for you in Friday's video, so if you paid attention to all my videos, you'll see that anyway. But I've played The Witcher already, The Witcher board game, The Witcher the Old World, and I'll have critiques, don't worry, I'll have critiques, reasons why it might not be a game for you, all of that. But for myself, I am really, really loving it so far. For myself, I'm gonna hold off on any score or anything past that because I want to get more plays in. But for myself, my first impressions are incredibly positive. And yes, I will have reasons why it may be a problem for you or may not be a game for you. But past that, I have an interview with Lukasz Wozniak going over the design choices, the process, Go On Board, his story, background, all those kinds of things, what will and won't be in the campaign. Spoiler, Henry Cavill miniature, not going to be in the campaign. Kind of ruined my hopes there. Almost dropped my pledge for a game that isn't currently available to pledge for. And that is going to be going up Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Past that, this week will be Shavuot for me. Basically, Shavuot is a holiday after Passover. It takes place, 7 weeks after Passover, and it's going to be Monday and Tuesday, which means Monday and Tuesday I will be offline. My 2-back or not to back video will go up with no comments or responses or anything for myself. I'll probably mention in the video, so you don't expect comments back. Of course, when I log on after the holiday, I will comment and all that. And then Tuesday, same idea. I'm going to be offline for Saturday, today, as usual. Online again Sunday, and then offline Monday and Tuesday for any videos that pop up there. As far as playing this week, so hopefully I get a bunch of video games done this week, but the 4 I chose to highlight in terms of my desire / hope that I'll get them in is I really need to get I really want to play Bullet. From everything I can see, it looks exactly like the kind of experience I got from Under Falling Skies, and that was a game that I genuinely loved as a solid solo puzzly game. Hoping the Bullet does the same thing. I've heard good things about Shamans from Studio H. I want to get that to the table as well. It's like a trick-taking game, which I don't generally love trick-taking games, but I'm intrigued by this one. Then we have Destinies. I absolutely plan on getting this to the table, either solo or perhaps with Quacklope. We'll see. He will be here, so we'll see how that goes. And then Lords of Hellas. Lords of Hellas is one that I've been trying to get to the table for a long time, and because Quacklope has played it, I was intrigued, and I was like, hey, when you're here, I want to play this one. I've actually read the rules a while ago. Probably should read them again because I don't trust him to teach me the game. That's basically your week in review. Once again, I am Alex Radcliffe from BoardGameCo. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the week, and I will touch base with you throughout the week and talk next Saturday and stuff. Until next time, have a good one.